What is going on, everybody? Zach RC here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome along to episode number 2 of the F1 23 My Team Career Mode series with ZRC Motorsport, our brand new team in Formula 1. If you guys did miss the first episode uploaded yesterday, make sure to go check that one out, but there'll be a link in the top right hand corner of your screen now. So we're going to jump right into this episode, picking up where we left off after our somewhat successful debut in Bahrain. Looking forward to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix today. We've got just a quick Department of Events to sort out there for our durability between getting resource points and shall we get any enclosure for the future. And in terms of our activity timeline before the next race, going to look again into improving things for our second driver, Marcus Armstrong, who managed to beat us last time round. So going to try and avoid that happening again, do some chassis team building as well, and we'll look into some further stuff here. We've got a few more days left in the timeline. Supplier HQ tour, and we've also got driver promotion filming to do as well. So those are our 4 things we're using on this timeline, pushing forward now as we get some upgrades on the car here. 1 for chassis, 1 for durability, and we'll try and get in for all 4 of them here. So here we go then, 4 upgrades, 1 for each department. And we can only do 1 at a time so far because our facilities are obviously they're not upgraded yet. Only the durability is at spec 1 right now, so I think we need to upgrade a bit more to spec 2 in order to get several upgrades going at once. So there's your development tree in terms of the performance compared to everyone else. And also, I put the sponsor decals on because I forgot to do that before the start of the first race last time out. So of course we chose Xenon Dynamics as our main sponsor. We've got to finish in at least 8th place in the Constructors' Championship in order to get our aims, or our goal bonus at the end of the season in terms of cash. So we're going to push forward here, build time, going on towards the start of the Grand Prix. Looking forward to getting the second race underway. Of course, Jeddah, a street circuit, so a bit of a different track compared to Bahrain. So looking forward to seeing how we get on in that respect. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to jump right in to the Grand Prix and see what it's got to offer us this weekend. So just like last weekend and the last video, of course we'll be I'll be doing quick practice off screen just to get that out of the way. We'll keep things nice and concise, because only keep things to qualifying and the race itself. So we've got 2k resource points at the end of free practice. Good points from both ourselves and Armstrong as well. So we're going to push on into qualifying here for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Very excited for this one. Of course, Jeddah, in terms of F1 22, we had some decent results there on that game, so looking forward to trying to continue that as best we can on the new game here. We'll have to see, of course, how we can tackle the circuit given the new handling model as well. So come through now in Q1, start our first flying lap. George Russell and Mercedes just there in front of us to get underway here, across the line. And of course the aim will be to try and make it either as close as we can to Q2 or into Q2 if we can. I doubt we'll get both cars through. If we can try and get at least one of us into that second qualifying session, that'd be a positive. And of course we started dead last in the last race, being knocked out of Q1 right at the back of the pack, so looking to improve on that. Any places gained would be an obvious improvement in that respect. Making our way through this first sector. Of course, the first sector, a lot of lefts and rights, very technical. Almost, the car is barely straight for the majority of this first sector. She's still chasing Russell down here. Of course, he's a lot faster than we are, so no chance of us catching him as we complete the first sector. And then push forward here towards the end of the lap as well, a bit wide in the last corner, but charging towards the line now. We'll see just where we appear on the timing screens. DRS deployed as we go towards the start-finish line to complete our first flying lap in Q1. It puts us in P5, just in front of Albon and Gasly. Now Albon, he's a sort of benchmark here we're looking to try and prove ourselves against, considering the speed of the Williams car. As we accelerate time here, we're not falling down towards the bottom of the order. Armstrong's down there in P20, but we're in P12 right now, and that's very good stuff. As of right now, we're 5 places out of the drop zone as it stands. Magnussen on the cut-off, Albon will be the first car out as it stands. So the few minutes left to go, we'll go for one more run here at the end of Q2. The checker flag, end of Q1, sorry. Checker flag has now fallen, and we're looking to try and hold on here. We're down to P14, give the wall a little brush there, making our way through, a bit of a missteering there. So charging now towards that final corner, and as of right now, it's looking good for us. This lap is completely scuffed, but I dare say we've got a very good chance of getting through to Q2 here, provided we can hold on. Of course, we're one of the first few cars to cross the line here. Everyone else on a lap right now still yet to cross it, so that could change here. So we'll have a look when we come over the line. So will we make it into Q2 for the first time in our ZRC Motorsport car across the line to get the final result? And it's P14, and that's fantastic. We're into Q2 in just our second qualifying session with this team. Armstrong down there in P19, so he improved by 1 place. Sonoda, Guan Yu Zhou, Armstrong, Hulkenberg, De Vries and Sargent all out in Q1, but we're into Q2, and with Piastri and Albon just there behind us, the 2 cars separating us from elimination. So on to Q2 now. Now, for that second lap I did in Q1, I used the same set of tyres I did for the first one. So we've now got 2 fresh sets for in Q2, so we can try and push this one as hard as we can and try and get up the order. Q3 seems unlikely, if I'm being entirely honest, but it's always a chance. It would never say never in Formula 1. We've come to the last couple of corners here to complete our first flying lap of Q2. Had to lift a little bit there, otherwise we may have got put straight into the wall. DRS now redeploys the charge once again towards the line to see where we come out this time around. Across the line to 1 minute 13.2. That puts us in P6 for the time being, in front of Magnussen and Piastri. But Albon quicker than us this time, so a bit of a difference there, and we fall down the order to P13 here when we accelerate all the time. So we're not doing too bad right now. Of course, we're still not looking like Q3 material, but we never were, to be honest. We're going to make the change to a fresh set of tyres now and go for one more lap. But similar to Bahrain, I'm getting a real sense of deja vu here because, again, we've come out at the exact time when everyone else makes their way out the pit lane to go for their final run. So we're going too early is the problem here. We're going way too early in the end of qualifying sessions. So everyone else, we get stuck behind everyone else. Yellow flags in front of us. Everyone's going slow on their out lap. So let's try and make our way around them. But it's a very narrow circuit, it's Jeddah. So I dare say this lap might just be a dud, unfortunately, which means we'll have to bin it and move on to the end of the session. But we're going to try and get around Ocon. We have to go wide, obviously. There's not really any room for him to move over where he is. And we've got one of the cars from us, that's Norris in front. He's currently in P11. He'll be starting in front of us. P13 is the best we can hope for. As we dive to the inside of Piastri there, that was very, very late. Of course, the sort of move we're trying to make during the race. But as qualifying comes to an end, they have to bin that lap off. Knocked out, unfortunately. We'll be starting in 14th place for the race. But yeah, honestly, after a Q2 appearance, guys, I have very high hopes. So without further ado, let's jump right into the Grand Prix and see what we can make of it.
We're here today on the shores of the Red Sea in the lower Hijaz Mountains to visit one of the newest circuits on the Formula One calendar. We're in Jeddah, home to what we all hope is going to be a thrilling Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. An immense lap from Carlos Sainz yesterday puts him in pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Perez, Hamilton, Russell, Ocon, Gasly, Norris, Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Magnussen, Albon, Cohen, Oscar Piastri, Bottas, Tsunoda, Joe, Armstrong, Hulkenberg, De Vries, Hulkenberg. And now it's time to head down to the track. And what would any Grand Prix weekend be without the one and only Anthony Davidson alongside me, as always, to talk you through the action. Now I want to talk to you about Carlos Sainz.
Well, it was a really impressive lap in qualifying to get pole position, but are they going to be able to hold on to the lead into the first corner with so many quick starters around them? I'm also looking forward to seeing the different strategies in play today. Those who are starting on the red marked soft tyre are going to have a little bit more grip early on, but they have to make it count before that degradation starts to set in.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Well, in qualifying, we proved what we could do over one lap. It's time to see what we can do over 25. Here we go then, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, round number 2 of the championship, and our second race for ZRC Motorsport. Look at the strategy for this race, going from softs to mediums for this one, and it turns out pitting a lap later, according to projected race time, will gain us a 10th on the racetrack. So we'll make that move, and we'll downsize the fuel as usual, just to try and make it sure that we're not carrying too much towards the end of the Grand Prix. That's the crucial thing, because obviously if we carry less fuel, we'll be a bit faster towards the end. So it's the formation that then gets underway. Armstrong down there towards the back of the pack in P19. So the main aim once again is for us to beat Armstrong, but also a little bit of a bonus here. If we could try and score points in this position, that'd be fantastic for us. This is our second outing. Look how close we are to those points paying places starting in P14. It's honestly, I didn't quite expect it this early on. So we're going to come towards the end of the formation lap, getting ready for the start of the race. Again, aim to score points. We'll line this up as best we can here in the grid slot, getting ready for the start. Looking forward to getting this one underway. Jeddah, notorious for chaos, so hopefully that chaos will benefit us to some extent. We go over to the line now and cut to 5 red lights for round number 2 of the F123 My Team Career Mode Series here in Saudi Arabia. And it's lights out, foot to the floor, go, go, go. Great getaway there compared to Albon on our right hand side. Go to the inside of Magnussen as well. Show covers us off going to that first corner. Albon gets back in front around at the outside. We go 3 cars going 3 wide in front of us. There goes Piastri underneath us at the first corner. He's right up beside us there in the McLaren on the exit. We have to use some of our batteries to try and get around him if we can. We're going to use it there on the exit and pull in front of the Australian. And we're up back into P14, maintaining that position for the time being. A bit of a tap on the wall there as you come through that last left-hander. Albon getting away here very quickly. Those guys probably about half a second. So another tap on the wall there, and that's not helping us in the slides. So we've gone over the curb. We've almost straight lined it completely. There goes Piastri, charging back through, taking full advantage from one rookie to another. And now he's moving into P14. We're down a spot on this start. So not the best of things to be doing this early on. We're cut towards the end of the lap now, going towards the start of the third sector. And Piastri will be a sitting duck for us here. We're going to use some of our battery if we can. It's quite a shovel back because those cars in front of them, all pack racing, very close together. Stroll and Magnussen at the front of this little pack, this train of 5 cars now. We go to the outside of Piastri, take him, trying to take Albon as well. We've gone way too wide there at the last corner. We're going very close to hitting the wall around Piastri though. He was the car we were trying to take. So we've come to the end of this first lap, maintaining essentially our starting position off the line. So one place lost from the start, getting it back by the end of the first lap. And our next target being Alexander Albon in the Williams. So dive to his inside, but not going to get enough run to too nervous in terms of the braking. Don't want to go too risky this early on in the Grand Prix. Bottas tried to stay on the inside going through turn 2. Didn't quite get around us, so we hold on to P14 for the time being. And closing now towards the start of the third lap. Piastri and Bottas side by side behind us. Albon down to P12, so Kevin Magnussen is now our main target. The DRS gets deployed for the first time in this Grand Prix. Yellow flag in front of us. No idea that's for us. One of the leaders by the looks of things. I see a car pulling over. Not entirely sure that is. We've lost focus here. Oh, going to allow Piastri to go side by side with us. And it's Sergio Perez there on the left-hand side. Perez out of the race this early on for Red Bull, and that must be devastating for him. We've illegally overtook Piastri, but to let him back through, and the virtual safety car is deployed for the first time we've seen on this game. So an early incident here for Checo, Sergio Perez. No idea as to what's going on. It may have been a mechanical fault of some kind. He just hit the fastest lap of the race, going on to start lap number 3. And there you see Verstappen challenging for the race leader Carlos Sainz into turn 1. Perez is biding his time behind the other Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. As they come off turn 2, he's just slow there on the exit, goes wide. I think he may have almost hit one of the Sainz cars there. I think he may have hit Hamilton as he went past. You see the smoke starting to come out the back of that car, and that Red Bull, unfortunately, is done for the day. So he pulls the car over. His race is over. So I was charging past there side by side with Piastri. Of course, we have to give that place back to him. So a virtual safety car comes to an end towards the end of lap number 3, and we'll have the DRS deployed as we get back underway here, waiting for that green flag to come back out. And there it is. You saw the DRS going into play momentarily on that straight. Green flag now back out into racing speed once more, and DRS deployed for the first proper time in this Grand Prix. So try and take Piastri. He'll be a sitting duck. I don't think he's close enough to go for. Magnussen in front. There goes Hulkenberg to our inside, going towards the final corner. Going to outbrake him and go around the outside of the McLaren on the exit. Going to try and get a better drive off and use our battery in order to try and stay alongside him here. With side by side, it's fantastic racing here as you go through down the main straight onto lap number 4 of this Grand Prix. Magnussen chasing Albon in front of us. There goes Hulkenberg and trying to make it 3 wide into turn 1. If he gets close enough not to go for it, he's still sitting right there behind us. Piastri side by side with us through turns 1 and 2. On the exit, we get the inside lane and move up into P13 to start chasing down Magnussen and Albon there. So on to midway through lap 4. They'll try and take Magnussen on the outside here if we can get enough of a run. But DRS on this time on the inside of this next left. And of course, we're at the outside again on the right. But the next proper corner will be on the inside lane. Through in front of him by the time we reach the braking zone. It's very tight between us. Bit of contact there. We've may rubbed him to the wrong way a little bit, and he gets all out of shape. So up into P12 now. Of course, not the cleanest one to take there. Bit of contact, not what we like to see. We are chasing down our old teammate from F122, Alex Albon now. He's making our way through on lap number 5 of this Grand Prix and chasing him once again. It almost feels like deja vu in terms of chasing Magnussen a lap ago, and now we're chasing Albon, going into the same corner for position. As close as we can here, we're going to go to the inside into the braking zone. We brake late enough to have a good chance at him, and again, no contact this time. We do squeeze Albon a bit too much there. That puts us up into P11, just 1 place off the points. How fantastic is that? It's our second start as we brushed the wall ever so slightly there. Lucky to not have any wing damage. Just quick check there for any damage at all. There is Albon right behind us now on lap number 6 this race. He's getting very close. He's got DRS behind. There goes Piastri as well. He's closing in on us too. Will he make a move? He's going to go to the inside of us. He might be inside. Go packs out of it. Going to go right to the inside there, very deep into the final corner. And alongside Albon and back ahead of him once again. Let's move into try and cover him off. He follows our toe though. He's in our way because he's going this main straight onto lap number 7 in this race. Albon with a DRS once again. Piastri just behind him. Who makes the move first? There goes Albon to the inside, but to cover him off all the way on the left-hand side of the track. But Albon has enough room. We can't squeeze him towards the wall. We've gone too deep into the corner there. Piastri goes around the outside of the McLaren and takes another place away from us. It's a double whammy. We've lost 2 places in the space of 2 corners there, and technically the main straight as well. So let's try and work to get those 2 places back down to P13 now, which is 1 place off from where we started. So again, we're still not doing too bad. We need to get those places back as soon as we can, preferably before the first stint is over. It's coming towards the end of the lap now. I'm going to try and take Piastri on the outside once again. Several times have gone for the outside on Piastri into this final corner, but Albon moves up to cover, and we tap him a little bit unfortunately. So no wing damage once again. and we're going to have to chase him down now. Piastri falls back into line, and this time we've got the run on Albon. Going to look to the outside here, going towards the corner. Again, a bit more contact, and switch to the inside, a bit more space down there. Into the braking zone we come, and Albon just about gets in front of us again. We're still a bit too cautious on the braking. I'm still getting used to things here. I can't quite go on the late brakes like we used to be able to in F1 22. So on to that number 8 now, then to that number 8. DRS redeployed, going towards that last corner and chasing down Albon. Piastri about half a second back. It's no threat for the time being, at least going into this last left. Around the outside of Albon, into the braking zone. It's dead even between the pair of us. We're on the outside. We need a good drive off with a very low ERS. Albon gets the better jump. Let's try and use what's left of our battery. We'll try and pull alongside him. We'll have the DRS as well. Going down this main straight. He's going all the way over there on the wall. We'll move back to the middle and back to the outside. We're up into P11. There comes Piastri on our outside. One car turns to another. And all of a sudden, there goes the Australian to our inside at turn number 1 and through 2. We get clear of him. So Piastri and Albon going side by side behind us. So let's try and use the opportunity to try and gain a tenth or two here. On to the end of lap number 9 now. A few more laps away from the start of our end of our first stint and the start of our second. Piastri practically pushing us down the straight. He's got his wing on the back of ours. Going towards turn 1. DRS wide open for him. He goes charging through. And Albon might try and follow him here going into this first corner. Let's go late on the brakes in order to defend from Albon, but not late enough to go for Piastri, who holds on to P11 for the time being. That's a brilliant move there, taking full advantage. He was practically shoving us down the home straight there and going towards turn 1 to full advantage on the outside of the space that was given to him. We're going to try and come back at him though. Jump onto lap number 10 of this Grand Prix, once again tapping the wall, with no strangers to the walls here in Jeddah, and going to try and close down Piastri as best we can here to the inside, going towards that last corner. We've got the run on him, and we're clear of him by the time we even reach the braking zone, forcing up towards the wall. He's got no choice to back out, a bit aggressive, but still fair, and we're going to try and get the exit as best we can, but Piastri switches back on us, and now he's on our inside, but falls away. He's going into the pit lane here, so his first stint is over. There goes Albon, taking full advantage. Where did he come from? Comes charging through on the inside to go towards turn 1. Our teammate now in the pits, Armstrong, coming in for his first stop, and what should be the only stop of this race. We'll be in a lap's time. We got a bit too deep into turn number 1. Albon still there on our outside. It almost worked. We almost took the position back through going deep here. And now we are racing for P10. We've got a couple of cars who pitted from that lead pattern. Go to the inside of Albon here, looking to try and close in. Bit of a tap there, so still staying behind him. We'll have to try and get him before we come into the pit lane here, because I assume he'll be stopping as well. He's also on the soft tyres, so we come now towards the last corner once again. There goes Magnussen to our outside. He's giving us so much less space. We're 3 wide going into that last left-hander. Albon's still on our inside. We've got to give him the room. Forces Magnussen out. Hulkenberg takes advantage, slips into P12. But get in front of Albon, cover him off, and that's where we need to hold on to P10 now. We've got to go into pit lane now for what will be our first and final stop of this Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So pit limited now on and looking for a good stop from this team. Albon right in there behind us, and Verstappen is out of the Grand Prix. Both Red Bulls are now out. What's happened to Verstappen this in the midst of midway stage of this Grand Prix? We come into the pit lane here, making the change onto medium tyres. 2.5 second stop. We're away in front of Albon, and Tsunoda takes advantage as well. So Tsunoda takes a place away from the Williams driver, but Verstappen is out of the Grand Prix. What has happened? Red Bull have imploded in this Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen, and Armstrong's come out in front of us in the pit lane. So that one extra lap we've taken has not helped us in the slightest, and Armstrong comes out in front. So again, we're being beaten by our teammate here. Let's work to try and close him down as best we can here. But what on earth has gone on with the world champion Max Verstappen, who finds himself out after romping to the first Grand Prix of the season? All of a sudden he's in trouble. So he's in a Ferrari sandwich right now. Look at the replay. What's happened here? Stuck between Sainz and Leclerc, those two. Sainz still leading the way, and Verstappen falls out of line, and the smoke just starts pouring out the back of that car. Similar to how it different pair is that one giant puff of smoke that tells us all we need to know. It's the telltale sign that Verstappen is out of this Grand Prix. So pulls the car over, and as this race over, unfortunately, what has happened to Red Bull today? Hopefully they'll be able to try and fix that for the next race. Up the inside of Armstrong here on lap 13 to take away that position. So back into P13 now, but Piastri has taken huge advantage because he pitted on lap number 10, or lap before, as we did with Albon. And all of a sudden now he's quite way up the road, and Tsunoda is threatening us from behind, and not too far behind him is Alexander Albon, who's still there back with us. There goes Tsunoda to the outside. He gets a great run on the outside with the DRS. We have to force him towards the wall a bit, so he's a bit less for him. We're still clear of us going in towards that final corner. Gonna look all the way to the inside if we can. Tsunoda didn't see us coming, and he slammed us into the wall there. Bit of contact. That's to be some wing damage for us. Gonna try and keep going with it. No point trying to pit him with this close to the points playing places, despite the fact we might not get any today. Gonna look back to the outside here. Tsunoda didn't see us coming at the last possible second, and we just went to the inside, went to his line, and that was the end of it. So a bit of damage, nothing on the end plate. We haven't lost the end plate, that's the crucial thing, but just a bit of minimal damage on the actual wing itself. So we've gotten away with it. We're into P11 here. Let's try and hold on and just drive the car as best we can over these last 8 laps or so. On to lap 19. There's a huge train that's formed behind us now. Tsunoda's fallen out the wayside. He's still in this pack, but Bottas is now the main threat in the Alfa Romeo as he charges towards turn 1. Will he go for it on the outside? He might get close enough. I should cover him off as best we can here. It's a bit of contact with Tsunoda. Our front wing has somewhat deteriorated in terms of damage, so we've got a bit of problem here. This could be a lot harder to defend from Bottas and the pack behind, which we could see us lose a lot of spots. Look how many cars behind us if we go into that long sweeping left-hander. Bottas sees his chance on the inside, he goes for it. Going to try and switch back on him on the exit though. Going to go side by side with the Finn in the Alfa Romeo as we go towards the next right-hander on the circuit. So we start with side by side. We've gone straight on in terms of our braking. We've gone off the circuit here. That's a rejoin on the left of Bottas. We have to back off of it here. Albon didn't see us coming, may have slammed the wall a bit there, so amount of damage. Tsunoda takes advantage and gets in front of him, but I just thought the best thing to do would be to lift and not fire Bottas for it, considering we went off the track there. If we can fight him now, he covers us off very nicely. Contact going towards that last corner. That will help the wing at all. On the outside of into the braking zone, side by side, he's got the nose on in front of the inside. He gets a great exit and pulls away with it. So Bottas could be on course, potentially upset us and take away P11 in these last few laps. So they're going to get on the DRS and charge towards turn number 1 once again on the inside now. Going into turn number 1, last on the brakes. Bottas brakes way earlier than we did. We've gone too deep though, overshot the corner completely. We had to lift and go, and there goes Bottas, goes charging through, and I dare say he's already a second clear of us, and that might just be the end of the match as far as P11 is concerned. P12 for the next place we can finish. Tsunoda on our inside though, let's try and get away from him. Onto lap 21, Tsunoda not giving us any room to breathe whatsoever. He's pushing the right hand side of us now to go into DRS zone. He's going to have to run on us going through towards that next chicane. Tsunoda in front by half a car length. He's in front by almost a full car length by the time he actually reaches the corner. He gets in front of us there. We're going a bit too deep and we force Albon out. We're all out of shape here, so we're going to fall about half a second back from Tsunoda here, and we're going to use the DRS as best we can, but it could be over already. We're going to close back on him as much as we can on this next stretch. We're going to have a good run him down towards turn 1 on lap 22. We've got a great run here. Going to dive all the way to the inside. This time he does see us coming. He's got no choice but to see us coming. He's going to switch back on us. We've gone too deep into the last corner. That's becoming a repetitive problem here in these last few laps. DRS redeployed with the car behind and going into the detection zone, and now we're back in front of Tsunoda. And Albon's got a run. He's going to look to the outside. Magnussen might try and go for something as well. He could go 3 wide behind us. Albon covers off K-Mag into turn 1, and we hold on to P12, but Bottas 3 seconds up the road here. As he comes on to the end of lap number 22, 3 more laps to go. Magnussen now looking to threaten us. Down the main straight we come, and Magnussen gets clear going into that first corner. We can't outbrake him. There's no point going for it when we're outside, when we're on the outside of these guys. So let's just hold off Albon as best we can here, because Magnussen might just pull away. He's been incredibly fast all evening, so it could be a struggle for us here in order to try and keep him, get back around him, and then keep him behind us. I dare say Magnussen has us here. The wing is just not helping us, especially in this first sector, and Albon might try and take advantage too, so have to be careful of what he does here. So push on now to the start of the last lap of this Grand Prix. Magnussen is long gone. Albon's the inside into turn 1. He's got in front of us here. We're going to dive all the way this time. We brake late enough to try and cover him off and go deep enough to cover him completely there to go through turns 1 and 2. So getting in front of those guys now is going to be very careful and very tricky on this last lap in order to keep them all behind. But meanwhile, up front, as we do that, here come the Ferrari drivers for the last 2 corners. The implosion of Red Bull today, especially with Verstappen, who could have challenged them for the win today, has fallen apart completely. Ferrari will take a 1-2, and it's Carlos Sainz who beats Charles Leclerc to finish by a car length there. As you come towards the start of the last sector for us, this wing is still struggling. Hulkenberg taking away P14 from Albon. P13 is the best we can hope for. We've gone too deep into the chicane though, so Hulkenberg could try and take advantage. I don't want to lose another place on the final lap like this we did in Bahrain again. Here comes Hulkenberg with the DRS to get one last chance at us. He's on the inside, and Albon's on the outside trying to go towards that last corner. He's missing an end plate. Not sure what's happened to him there. The last corner here, trying to go hold off as much as we can towards the line for the last corner for the final time. Albon on the inside. He's got a run here. Let's try and cover him off. We do cover him off. He's going to look to the outside with the DRS. It's going to be very tight to the line. We're squeezing towards the wall there. Look how damaged our wing is. Albon gets in front of us at the line. It's P14 in the end. What a close finish that was. We've lost another place on the final lap, and there it is, your margin of victory for Albon over us. Half a car at the end of it. What a fantastically exciting race that was.
So another excellent win from Ferrari. And talk to me, what do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Here come our winners now, a thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again.
So yeah, with an up front, Carlos Sainz takes the win in a 1-2 for Ferrari. Charles Leclerc home in second, and Lewis Hamilton emerges with third place. Russell finished in fourth, so good race for Mercedes too. In terms of us, it was a solid effort, to be honest. It was a close race, especially with that train at the back of the pack. Hopefully, we're going to try and take a step closer to leaders, in that, or at least the point scorers in the next couple of races. But we've laid out a solid foundation today. I'm very pleased with the performance we've had from the entire team. It's been a fantastic race all around.
Charles Leclerc's points today take him to the top of the championship standings. Well, after an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Max Verstappen seemed to just effortlessly weave through the other drivers today without a care in the world. He was definitely my driver of choice.
Let's move on to the constructors. Ferrari take the lead at the top of the table. It was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today as they make their way up the standings. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One, so be sure to join us for the next one.
Take a look at the final results from the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So Carlos Sainz wins it with Leclerc in second, Hamilton comes on in third, Russell fourth, Lance Stroll finishes a brilliant fifth place and 10th on the grid, Ocon finishes in sixth, Gasly seventh, good race for Alpine, Lando Norris comes on in eighth, Fernando Alonso in ninth for Aston Martin, Oscar Piastri takes points for McLaren, so it's double points finish for them. Given that they're a team almost as bad as we are, it's disappointing we couldn't be up there with them. We come home in 14th in the end. Armstrong finishes where he started in 19th. Of course, both Red Bulls out of the race, gutting for them in the mid-portion of that Grand Prix. And it won't help them in the Drivers' or the Constructors' Championship. Charles Leclerc now leads by 4 points over Sainz and 6 over Hamilton. Verstappen just 10 back, but Perez 26 off the top spot already. He's got work to do here. And of course, no points scored for us just yet or for Armstrong. So we'll look to try and change that in the coming races and over the course of the season. It now puts us down to 10th place in the Constructors' Championship. We've got Williams, Haas, ourselves and AlphaTauri all yet to score in these first 2 rounds. We'll look to try and change that, as I say, over the next couple of races. But all in all, it's been exciting so far. Ferrari lead things, Mercedes in second and Red Bull in third. With that, you guys, that'll be the end of this My Team video. I do hope you did enjoy it. If you did, make sure to smash the like button and get subscribed. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you enjoyed about it and what I can improve on for the next one, because I love hearing the feedback from you guys. It really helps me to make better videos. So until that next video, thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I shall see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys, and goodbye.